Good morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to yet another wonderful episode of BoqueteNOW Talk Radio, sponsored by Big Daddy's Grill, Boulder 54, and the Tap Out Sports Zone. We've got a really great show for you today. When we get to it in a few minutes here, we're going to be talking to, and I'm going to get this right, okay, I promise I'm going to get this right, Jerry Everett. Everett. Oh, I got the first name right, and of course Linda Hart is here with us too from the ACCB, and we're going to be talking about some really cool stuff that they've got coming up, and maybe a little history. There's a lot of new people in town here who might not have ever heard of the ACCB, so we're going to see if we can get them acclimated to who you are and what you all do. But first, before we do that, I just want to give you a quick rundown on the latest Mensa numbers from yesterday. And I like to start off with good news, right? Because it's all bad news now, right? It's just all bad news. So how about some good news? In the world, 58.1 million people have already recovered from COVID-19 without any, lingering long-term effects. That's out of 104 million. So you're looking at more than half have a little bit more than half have recovered. 2.2 million deaths. Terrible. It's always terrible. The worldwide fatality rate is 2.2%. But here in Panama, as of Thursday, February 4th, 2021, 285,000 people have recovered from COVID-19. There was 1,107 new positive cases yesterday. And that is a lot. One is a lot, right? But when you look back a few weeks ago, we were hitting 4,000, 5,000 as a result of the shenanigans from Christmas and New Year's and Mother's Day. So we are on a good track. We've had a couple of days this week where we've had less than 1,000. There have been 324,000 total cases. Yesterday, they tested almost 10,000 people. The positivity percentage is way down to 11.3. It was up in the upper 20s to mid-30s a couple of weeks ago. 23 people have lost their lives yesterday, and for a total of 5,391. There are 31,000 people at home recovering at home. There are 463 in the COVID hotels, and there are 2,078 in the hospital, 230 in ICU. So, don't let your guard down. Keep up what we're doing here. I know everyone's kind of disappointed about Valentine's Day weekend and, Carnival and all that, and it's really not, this is a party country when it comes to those holidays, so we know it's tough on a lot of people, but let's just get rid of this thing. Right, maybe by the end of the year we can start hugging our friends again and going out and hanging out. And just maybe we could have. I know there's no Carnival for 2021, but maybe we can squeeze in a Christmas parade this year, right? Anyway, let's get to the show. Linda, Jerry, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I think Bolivar will let me know if you guys need to get closer to your mics or not.
Okay.
Maybe just get a little bit closer there. It's probably my fault. The ACCB. You guys have been on the show before.
Yes.
You're very good friends of the show, and you're always welcome here. We've got a lot of new people in town over the past few months. We've had a lot of new people who have bought homes here, who have rented homes here, who have come for short term, 3 months, long term, whatever. And they might not know about the wonder that is the ACCB. So if one of you pick one, you can arm wrestle over it or whatever. Tell us a little bit about the ACCB and how you guys started and what your basic purpose is, and then we can get into the individual things of what you're going to do.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody.
ACCB started actually about 10 years ago. We started it as my husband's a retired police officer.
Joe.
So we actually started it as the International Police Association, which is international. Run into all kinds of issues with them, and we decided to get rid of that because when we collect money from Boquete citizens, we want it to stay here.
Right.
When we put on fundraisers, when we do all kinds of parties, we buy everything we possibly can to support our Boquete stores and restaurants and stuff like that. And that wasn't going to be the case with belonging to an international
Right.
association.
Sure.
Half of the money
Oh.
went to them. They need it here.
Yes.
So we stopped doing that, and we started the organization ACCB, Boquete. And we started doing Christmas party events, collecting Christmas gifts for all the indigenous kids, the needy kids. And the first year we were here, we moved in August. We had our first party in that Christmas, that December, at our house, and we had over 90 people show up at our house. So our house isn't that big. So we moved it to La Posada.
That's a lot for anyone's house.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We had it there, and what we did is everybody was supposed to bring a wrap gift for the kids. That was their entrance into the party. So then we had it at La Posada for many, many years, and then we moved it to Boulder 54
Yes.
and had it there until COVID hit.
Sure.
We couldn't do that anymore. We we worked with the first responders. Now every Christmas and Christmas Eve and every New Year's Eve, we have a hot dog roast at the police station for all the first responders and all of us. We take our barbecue and we roast Coney Island hot dogs, and they just love it. That's the best thing. Of course, we couldn't do that this year either. So,
well, maybe this at the end of
well, we're
this year,
hoping
so.
to continue on all of these
I
things.
remember the Christmas party at the last one you did at Boulder.
Yeah.
That was nice. One of the bands I played in, we played.
That's right,
we
you were,
played there,
yeah.
and a lot of people showed up. It was very successful. Everyone
Yes.
had a great time. There was a lot of little groups talking to each other. It was a very, very nice social event. And I
Yeah.
know you guys raised a good amount of money there. So
We raised money to keep the organization going. Plus, we had over 200 gifts.
yeah, it was
And
damn.
what we do with the gifts, because we don't know where they go,
Yeah.
we give them to Bricks Ministry, because they sponsor a lot of children.
Sure.
We give it to Buenas Venitas. Who else do we do? Anyway, all the ministries, anybody that wants gifts, they come to our house, they load up and take them. Gifts, we have them marked for boys, girls, and
Right.
the age group, and it's just great. And we were able to do that still this year by having a raiser at Big Daddy's.
Right, yeah.
We did that, and we collected a lot of gifts, and made a lot of kids happy.
Yeah, it's especially. I mean, it's all the indigenous population here and the very poor have it hard enough as it is without a pandemic.
Yeah.
And without hurricanes and
Yeah.
without everything that just happened in 2020.
Yeah.
So it's no insignificant thing to give one of these children, it's a gift.
It's amazing.
And you guys helped us out. We did a similar thing with our charity, La Estrella Escuela, and you
Yeah.
guys have donated to us, and just the look on their faces, on these kids' faces, and the parents too,
Yeah.
and it's not we don't do this for pats on the back.
Yeah.
We do this just
To
out of
help.
altruism,
Yeah.
and it's just really a wonderful thing to see happiness in just mixed into despair. It just makes everything just that much better.
Yeah.
So
It sure
and I
does.
know you guys just are involved in so many things, and I know we only have an hour today, but I know there's a lot of things that we needed to go over. But I'd like to start with you, Linda. I know that you wanted to talk about Frank.
Okay.
Most of us know Frank.
Yeah.
And if you don't, well, you can find out on Facebook on your page, on the ACCB Facebook page. But
Yeah.
Frank has been a real asset to this community in so many ways. So if you would give us a little idea about who Frank is and what's going on with him and what the efforts are that you're trying to do to help him and his family out.
Okay. Well, Frank has been a longtime member of ACCB, and we just, we're helping everybody else. We help our own members
Sure.
as well. So we kind of just said, well, we have to do something.
Yeah.
Frank has been here I'm guessing around 14 years.
Been a while.
When we met Frank here, we found out that he moved from Florida, like the next city over from where we lived,
wow.
and never knew him there. So it was kind of funny, but
Small
Frank
town,
has
small world.
been a handyman. He, that's what he does.
Yeah.
And he helps everybody. If you need help, he is
He's there. Yeah.
And, it's now time to help him.
Sure.
And, so we just said we have to do this and have to do, to the company. And as far as what his health is right now, Frank has a partner that he has been with for 14 years,
Yeah.
Isabella. She
Yep.
has 3 daughters, and he has helped raise those girls. And they've done a wonderful family. The problem is they're not married,
Sure.
and the hospital rules here are if you're not married or
You don't have the power of attorney.
if you don't have power
Yeah.
of attorney, thank you, they won't talk to her.
Yep.
So her nephew happens to work in the hospital there, in the cardiac room where Frank is now, because besides having his leg amputated,
Yeah.
a couple days later he had cardiopulmonary bypass
Oh, yeah.
on his heart.
Wow.
He's
That's a lot for one of those things is a lot for your body to handle, right? Just
It's amazing. But the unfortunate thing, I talked to Isabella this morning, and I said, "What's new?" Because they were going to try and take some of the drainage tubes off of him,
Yeah.
and she said, "I don't know."
Wow.
So hopefully they're going to take the drainage tubes out today, see what happens. But he is doing better.
Good. Good.
According to her nephew, her nephew,
Her nephew, yeah.
he is doing better, and but they won't allow him to have his cell phone yet.
Oh.
He had it before, but not now.
Yeah.
So they're really watching him, and he is going to have a rough road ahead of
Yeah,
him.
he will. Absolutely. I mean, not just from the amputation.
Yeah.
There's the physical limitations, but there's also the psychological limitations that you have, and
Right.
the psychological issues you have to deal with. Excuse me, from something like that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, his heart trouble and these other things he has. I think you mentioned you had thrombosis, deep
Yeah.
vein. That's a lot.
It's
It's a lot. He's
for-
really going to need this community. And this community is absolutely, I mean,
Yeah.
we have lived, my wife and I have lived in so many different places. We've moved, next month we'd be married 30 years, and we've moved 28 times.
Wow.
And I know, right? This is by far the most generous community that we've lived in, and from having people on the radio show and talking to people in town, it's almost like, what do you need from us? We have this person here. This community has reached out and helped me when I had gotten cancer. So many people have benefited from this community. And when you give someone like Frank, who has given so much of himself for way over a decade to this community, I have no doubt. I have no doubt that this community is going to come through,
Yeah.
for him, for whatever he needs.
Well, I do know that he was in the military. He
Mhm.
served in Vietnam, and so the VA is going to buy his wheelchair
Great.
and his prosthesis and whatever equipment he
Yeah,
needs.
durable medical
Yeah,
goods,
but it's not going to cover his hospital
No,
bills and his living. I don't know, being a handyman, I don't know how he's going to be
Yeah.
able to continue
that's also to
supporting,
take into consideration. Sure.
the
Yeah.
family. So that's why we're having the fundraiser on Monday.
Yeah. Now tell us about the fundraiser. What it is, how we can get involved, and whatnot. So obviously, it's not going to be a barbecue party somewhere. So.
No, we kind of decided it's really not a happy occasion type
Right,
thing, but
yeah.
it's a needy occasion.
Sure.
So we're going to have at Monday at Big Daddy's,
Mhm.
we're going to start it at noon till 4 o'clock in the
Mhm.
afternoon. Um, Big Daddy's is going to offer a special meal. I think it's like roast beef and potatoes and vegetables.
Whatever it is, it'll be great.
Whatever, it'll be great. You know, if you know them, it'll be great. And we're going to be sitting on the front porch. There's still a lot of people that don't want to mix and mingle.
Right.
So we sit on the front porch, and we'll have some of our members there, and we'll be collecting the donations there. Anybody that gives us a donation is going to get free 2 tickets to go in the back and get a discount off of the special meal that they're offering. So we're going to be collecting stuff like that, or whatever. If anybody wants to drop off cards or writes a little note, you know, guaranteed Frank is going to get everything that we.
So this is Monday.
This is Monday.
At Big Daddy's.
At Big Daddy's.
From noon to 4.
Yes.
Okay, and you get 2 tickets for a discounted meal.
Right. And the discounted meal is only from during that time, noon to 4.
Okay, so you stop in. See, this is good. It's a great lunch plan, right? You stop in, throw some money in the bucket for Frank, get your tickets, go around back, and have a nice lunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
And a little bonus, Jim Wassman, as most of us know, owns Panama Red, and Penny Ripple have donated a bottle of Panama Red and a 450 bottle of Panamonte Reserve Pre-Coast. Yes, I don't know if I'm saying that right. So we're going to also do a silent auction from them on Monday at there, and we'll announce the winner at 4 o'clock.
Sure, and I'll post all of this whenever I upload this video. It might be later today or tomorrow, depends on when it gets available. If you send me all that information, I'll go ahead and post that on there.
That's just another example. Jim and Penny are a good example of what Boquete family is all about.
Well, they've both been here for a long time. And so
we won't say
no, we won't give any of that away. But Penny has been a staple in this community for a very long time. And of course, Jim, where would we be without Panama Red Rum?
Yeah. And there's if people can't come, we have a mailbox at etc.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And I can give you that information so you can post that.
Absolutely.
And people have been dropping off in an envelope marked specifically for Frank. They're dropping money off there, and everything, 100% of what we raise is going to Frank, 100%.
And I know that, and after we talked to Jerry for a little bit, I know that the issue that Frank is having with Isabella and the hospital and the lack of ability to communicate. I know that we were going to touch on that about that booklet. Offhand, I can't remember the name. Living and dying in Boquete, something. I'll look it up.
Being prepared is
being prepared. Yeah, and we've had them, Joni and the health and hospice people, you guys on the show about that booklet. Shannon Tour, by the way, she has a show tomorrow, talking with the doctor. I'll be joining her just for medical stuff, but. They had the health and hospice people on, and I was driving by and I dropped in. I jumped on a microphone, kind of hijacked it. Just buy this book, seriously. If you think it can't happen to you, and then you find yourself in a hospital, even if you are married in your passport country, if your marriage isn't recognized here, you're going to have this same problem. And it's really the people you need most in your life and around you and to contact. When you're going through something like that, to not be able to have them is a travesty. So I don't know which one of you want to talk about that.
I'll just quickly talk about, I'm still a member of hospice.
Yes.
I've been the members for, 10 years. Actually joined because of my mother bringing her down here with Alzheimer's and having to go through a lot of this because, she didn't have anything in Panamanian legal documents. And it was a challenge, So I'm going to plug hospice and tell you, if you haven't been to one of the meetings, if you haven't bought this book, you have to go to a Be Prepared
Absolutely.
meeting. You just have to do that. I I can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
I personally experienced it, and now I'm experiencing it again through Isabella.
Yeah.
So do that. Get all the correct, new, up-to-dated information. And I want to also plug Penny Barrett, who
Sure.
is giving these, for BCP,
Mhm.
she's giving these talks at the library every once in a while about legal obligations that
Yeah.
you have here.
Yeah.
Go there. If you're new, if you've been here for a long time, things have developed, go to the BCP talks
Yeah.
with Penny Barrett
Yep,
on the legal
and
issues.
also the mailboxes, etc., and buy that book, which, by the way, I
Yes.
have a copy of. And if you know, a lot of people think that their powers of attorney, their last will and testament from their passport countries is valid here. It's not. You know, just you can come down here with all the legal documents that you want from wherever you're from, and they don't hold any legal authority here.
Yeah.
And this booklet gives you step-by-step instructions. It has all the forms you need to fill out. It's really a comprehensive book, and for the $10, you know, really it's well worth. You know, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be one of the more fortunate people here that have some extra money in your bank account, and you know families who don't, get a copy for them. You know, buy one for you and buy one for somebody else. You know, buy two for somebody else. It really is. You know, we go out to dinner and we'll blow $50 on a steak dinner. Well, you know what? Maybe this month, buy 5 copies, keep one, give 4 out to some of the less fortunate people.
Yeah.
It's really worth the money.
Yeah.
It really is.
And especially if you're here by yourself.
Absolutely.
You know,
yes.
you need to have a friend
Yeah.
that you can designate and have it in legal documents. So, you know, it's so important.
It
You
is.
know, you're not in the U.S. anymore or
Yeah.
any other country.
Well, yeah, wherever your passport country is, and that comes up a lot. And I've had several different types of programs here, you know, about what is legal and what your rights are from where you're from, and what is legal and what your rights are here. And I know it's very easy to get caught up in that. Well, you know, my rights. Well, you know, and especially when it comes to medical, you know, your medical issues, it's very, very, very different here. And it's bad enough when you get stuck here and you have people here, but you just mentioned something very, very, I don't want it to be glossed over. If you are here alone, if you are a single person, you're here alone, especially if you just got here and you haven't managed to get part of a network, like a lot of us have a network of friends, you really go and do this, and it's worth your time, and it's really worth your effort and your money.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
We haven't forgotten about you.
Yeah.
But
here.
no, I know. You know, sometimes Linda and I get into chatting, and it's like, oh well, it's 20 minutes have gone by.
Valuable information, so I'm okay with it.
So,
I'm just going to talk a little bit about what we've done.
sure,
In the
sure,
past,
yeah, that's
people have
exactly.
an idea
We want to
about-
hear about what you've done, and I know you got things coming up.
Yep.
So the floor is yours, Jerry.
Okay. So last Christmas, we obviously couldn't have our normal Christmas dinner
Right.
because of the COVID situation. So we got together with the BCP to collect cookies and candy and gifts, and we ended up with about 3,200 cookies.
Wow.
Actually, 600 of them came from Wharton's Bake Shop.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So that was good. and we-
Yeah.
That was good. They did a whole promotion. We delivered about 700 Christmas baskets with cookies and toys and gifts and all
Uh-huh.
kinds of things to the indigenous kids throughout Boquete. So I'm not sure when this was, but I do remember something that we did at the BCP where we gave out hot dogs, and there was someone else and I giving out the hot dogs, and I just was moved and amazed at the behavior of the children. The bigger kids let the little kids go ahead. There
Mhm.
was, and I was a teacher, so I do know, what those kids can be like. If you're giving out free hot dogs, they're gonna be hands up in your
Oh my
face.
gosh,
There
yeah.
wasn't any of that. It
Yeah.
just, it was really,
They're-
showed how,
The kids here,
Respectful.
yeah, I was just gonna
Very
say they're just very respectful, and
Yeah.
I know, those rules are handed down from mom,
Absolutely.
I guess sometimes dad, but mostly here anyway.
And I
Mom.
love how the older kids take care of the little
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
It's just something you don't see
No.
in
Heartwarming.
other places.
Yeah.
So it's just a very loving community.
Yes.
But the bus trip replaced that because of
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what happened to that.
Yeah, well, we did give out used clothing, and we gave, they were extremely grateful for that. We couldn't have done it, of course, without the help of the BCP and
Mhm.
Sheila Struck and
Yeah.
Rod, who was
Jan
Santa
and all
Claus,
of it, yeah.
and especially Mona Lisa, who was blowing up the balloons for every one of those kids, which I understand.
What,
was
actually
an
physically
amazing
blowing up the
event.
balloon, or was there a machine?
Over 600
Oh my
balloons.
gosh.
Yeah, it was something.
I can't even, I have COPD.
Well,
I think
well,
after like
she-
5
she
of them I
used the
pass
pump.
out.
She used the pump.
And then the remaining cookie bags went with Daniel Dave's to,
Mhm.
along with the food bags and bags of knitted
Yeah.
and blankets and clothes and
Mhm.
gifts donated by the knitters and quilters. So we, just to reiterate what you said, we have an unbelievably
Oh, yeah.
generous
And
community.
Daniel, him and his wife, I know them. They're great people, and he was on the show here, I think 3-4 weeks ago, talking about the relief effort, from the remnants of Hurricane Eta, and there was another one that came through.
Oh, and the roads washed out.
The roads washed out. Yeah,
That
and all these organizations, and this is another thing that really warms my heart about this community is that there isn't. I have lived in areas of the United States where charities they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
They're saying bad things about each other, and then they're just vying for that top spot. And I have not seen that here in the almost 3 years that I've been here, and the 2 that I've been involved with a lot of different charities. Just everyone kind of cooperates. What do you need from us? How can we help? What can we do for you? Especially with the hurricane relief effort. You had ACCB, you had the Red Cross, you had the medical clinics. Everybody, private individuals, which all coming together and coordinating without any central command. It's everyone which just kind of, this is what we need, this is what we do. And I know the ACCB was heavily involved in that. Dan and his wife, Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah.
It's when you stand back and you look from a distance and you see how everyone works together, and you combine that with the generosity of this community. It warms your heart to know that if God forbid you get into a situation that you're not going to be left hungry or homeless.
Yeah.
And that really is wonderful. Anyway, sorry, I said the floor was yours, and I kind of took it back, so
Well,
go right ahead.
Given all that happiness that we create for ourselves and for the community, we're
Yeah.
planning an Easter
Eee, all right.
Easter event. We haven't worked out the details yet. We're still kind of planning it out. So as soon as we have more specific information, we'll be giving it to you and to the rest of the Boquete community. It's Esperanza
Yeah.
is the
House
the-
of Hope is
yeah,
what it
the
is.
House of Hope, and the bus driver there knows which communities to deliver to. So that's been also another blessing.
Yeah.
That's just been fantastic. What else? Yeah, so
That's the most recent things
Yeah.
that we're working on right now.
Well, it's when. So I had to adjust my elastic on my mask is
Stretched out.
stretched out. It's
You know
just
what,
so
we were
light.
just talking about Daniel Days,
Yeah.
and when we donated $1,000 to the families during that
Yeah.
particular thing, and I was fortunate enough with Linda and a bunch of other people to be at the food distribution in Boquete, and it was just unbelievable to see all of the food that $1,000 that we donated bought. They just was workers coming out with big bags of rice and beans.
Oh,
And
it's
it was
amazing.
it just didn't seem to end to fill up the
Yeah.
whole back
Yeah,
of
the whole back of his pickup.
truck. And
Yeah.
it was just very exciting.
Well, we went to when we were collecting the money for the La Estrella Escuela, not just for them, but also for the general indigenous population for the hurricane relief. Our charity collected $1,200 in donations, and we were determined, and we actually made this decision based on the model that the ACCB has put forth, that all the food that we were going to buy, we wanted to buy locally.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
so we got a lot of the meat and stuff from Bruna. You all might know it as the Balboa grocery store.
Yeah.
It's Bruna, actually.
Yes.
Bruna. It's actually Bruna, but everyone sees the big Balboa sign there. And we went in there, and we were like, okay, well, what do we get? We didn't know. You don't want to shop for a people group based on what we like.
Yes,
Of
course.
So she's like, no, we know exactly what they eat. Put food bags together for us. We went over to, and I can't remember the name of the store. When you're going north on the Romero Road, where Romero
Yes.
is. There's a block down. There's this store in a corner. It's like an aqua or blue two-story.
That's where we got ours too.
Yeah, we went in there, and the girls in there were very helpful. They got everything for us, put it on a pallet, and their internet went down, and I had everything was on a debit card, right? And so you're like, okay, don't worry about it. We went to the bank, it came back, and they helped us load the car. Out of that $1,200, we ended up with 2 SUV loads.
Yeah,
I'm talking with the seats down,
yeah.
the back seats down for that. And I'm confident because, we got help from the vendors, the Panamanian vendors, that the food that we bought and the items that we purchased were appropriate.
Yes.
You don't want to give someone that lives up, 6 kilometers up in Jaramillo anything that's battery operated.
Yeah.
Right. But there were things that we were able to, to help out with, and from what I understand, it's the same with, with your effort. We all want to do a lot, and this community, like I said, we've got this. We want to help. How can I help? How can I help? But going to the local vendors and the people who live here, who are part of that community, and saying, hey, what do you need? From my experience, tends to have a more of a positive effect. I wouldn't eat, I don't like sardines, but apparently they're very, very popular.
Yeah.
So if it were me, I'd just give everyone boxes of Captain Crunch and Pop-Tarts, right? Because that's how I roll, right? But I bring this up because of the cooperation between charity groups, specifically you guys, and the local community, allows whatever donations you get to be used to the maximum efficiency, and to be put where it's needed most.
Yeah.
Sometimes throwing money at something isn't the solution. You have to use that money wisely, and the ACCB consistently, has done that, and which is why I think, you've got you've earned the trust of the community.
Yeah.
Which is not an easy thing to do.
No.
Well, I think if you're very hands-on, the way everyone is at ACCB, that you get to know, the community and other charities.
Yeah.
So you're right, it does, just add to the building
It
trust.
does, and the events you have, I've been to several of them. You've had a bunch of them that I haven't been able to get to. Something coming up for Easter, which I'm sure like you said, you'll let us know about.
Yeah, and also we have Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah.
Which is
Done that.
a ways away, but for the past 3 years we've had it at the
Feria.
Feria, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're planning a Spring Fest of 2022. Wow.
Yeah.
There'll be wine tastings and all.
Thinking ahead.
Yeah, well, you got to. I really hope that we could, when Oktoberfest time comes.
Yes, we can do it.
They can do it. Yeah, I had. I did security for the one, not last year,
Yeah.
the year before. I
Yeah.
was out of the country for the last one, but that was fun. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was everybody had a good time there. There was no trouble. Some people were worried about, well, there's cash boxes, and no, there wasn't not one bit of trouble.
No.
The security team, we didn't even have to escort anybody out. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was literally perfect, and I really hope that by October
we can do it again.
we can do it again. That would be-
Hopefully
that
we
would
can
be
do
great.
that.
Hopefully the new theater at Tap Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the
which we're,
renovation on that.
planning on,
Yeah.
contracting
Yeah.
to help out with special events
Yeah.
throughout the year.
Yeah.
And
We got a lot of things on our mind, don't we, for the
Seriously, right?
theater, yeah.
That, you know, and I know we had 2 weeks ago, maybe 2, 3 weeks ago. I have to look at my records. We had the folks from the vendors association and a couple of other people wanted to make sure that everybody. It was Mike Schwartz was here.
Yes.
It was Mike Schwartz was here. We want to make sure everybody knew that there's nothing nefarious going on between, you know,
Oh, no,
Chris
no.
and the theater and the BCP, and you know how things, you know, you get Boquete kind of like an avalanche, and it's not that way at all. The building needs to be renovated. We've all known about, the people who have been involved with that theater have been known
No.
about the termites
Yes, they know.
forever.
Yeah.
Right.
And there were weak spots in the floor,
Yeah.
and it was actually Minsa who said that stop.
Yeah.
This needs
Yeah.
to be done.
Yeah.
And Chris, being the type of person he is, being the generous person that he is, has said, yeah, we need to do this.
Yeah.
We definitely need to
Well,
do
it's
this.
a
So-
it was a safety
Yeah.
factor for
and
for people.
so I'm looking forward to seeing what you know, what's coming up
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
too. Yeah, that's
Well-
going to be a lot of fun there. And
Well, we did sign a contract with Tap Out
Mhm.
before we knew all what about the theater.
Yeah.
And one of the first things, the first line in the contract that we had, Chris put in there, that BCP, the players, have their first choice of, I don't know, 4 weekends a year, whatever they wanted. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's not going away, you know.
Yeah.
That is, and we will honor that. That's, of course, because we enjoyed that just as much as everybody else.
Sure, yeah. And
So-
you know, this is another example of the cooperation, you know, in town here. Like I told you earlier, my wife and I have moved a lot, and we most of the places that we have moved to were small towns, much like, you know, Boquete, just, you know, small town. And as you know, small towns can, you know, be kind of a paint place, you know, sometimes. But I found in this community, even with the two competing Tuesday markets, there's never any animosity there. I've had both on, and the consensus between both is like, hey, there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
Go park over there, visit there, then come on over, visit us.
Yeah.
You know, there isn't that sense of competition. You know, that angst. It's hey, you know what? There's enough to do here in town that everyone
Yeah.
cooperates. So it's not just the charities that cooperate. A lot of the businesses. Look at Chris and Richard. Right, you know, they're always doing things
Right,
together. They
yeah.
got this slider thing coming up now, which on the 17th, I think.
Yeah.
I probably should have wrote that down. Sorry about that, Chris. But that's one of the things that really amazes me about this community. You
Yeah.
know, and just the general generosity and the camaraderie between everybody
Yeah.
here. You don't see what we saw moving all over the United States. Who's fighting with who? It's the first thing you think. You go to church on Sunday, and then afterwards, everyone's like, "Well, guess who said this?" And you know, don't
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
You don't need that. And you guys have been a staple here. You know, you guys have been one of the. You know, if Boquete was a shopping mall, you'd be one of the anchor stores, right? You know,
Well, thank you.
on the end. Well, you've been here for a while. You know, you've done a lot for the community. You continue to do a lot for the community. You know, everyone knows you guys, and if they don't, hopefully they do now. And
Yeah, we want to encourage people to join our
yeah.
organization.
Can you? And we got a little while. Yeah, we still got like 20 minutes. So, membership. This is a members organization, and there are dues and whatnot. So, you know, you want to take care of a little promo, a little plug. You know, now's your chance.
Well, we are actually we have one meeting a month, so we don't meet people. You know, we're not crazy about meetings, and drive people nuts. So we have one meeting a month,
Over
and
lunch.
we have lunch. It's at Casa Vieja,
Uh-huh.
the Blue House in Boquete,
Yeah.
and we meet in the back
Yeah.
where it's open air.
Stone cabins.
It's where the
So
drum
it's-
circle is. If you guys
Yes.
go to the drum circle,
Back
there,
behind
yeah.
Stone Cabins, she's right.
Conveniently, a 3-minute walk from my
Yeah.
house. Thank you very much.
And they have everything set up
Yeah.
according to COVID requirements.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's fine. We can, you know, meet there with no problem. We meet from social hours from 11 to noon,
Mhm.
and then we have a meeting from noon to 1 o'clock.
Mhm.
And that's it. It's really simple. We've been getting a lot of new people
Mhm.
commenting about they would like to be a member and join ACCB.
Mhm.
Well, on Monday, if they come to the fundraiser, any of us with an ACCB shirt
Mhm.
on, they can talk to one of us, and we can tell them about the meeting. We welcome them to come. It's a fun group. We do fun activities. It's a lot of work, but we enjoy it, and the pleasure we get out of it is you can't even
Yeah,
compare.
you can't put a price tag
No,
on that.
there's
You
no
really
way.
can't. So how much are due?
It's $30 a year.
Okay.
The first time you join, we collect $11, and we have our beautiful blue
Yes,
shirts,
they are very, very stylish.
which we also have made from Don Rocco's, which is
Another
located
local.
in Boquete.
Yep.
And I want to give him a plug because
Absolutely.
because we've used them for so long. He made Christmas shirts, about 80 shirts he donated for
Oh,
little
wow.
kids. I mean, they were heavyweight, all sizes, from babies all the way up to size 20, and donated about 80 shirts for us to give out to the local kids who needed them. So thank you, Don Rocco, for that. And we want new blood, we want new ideas.
Sure.
It's a fun group. We don't do anything that's extremely hard work,
Yeah.
as long as we work together.
Sure.
And we want new ideas.
Sure.
So we really, really encourage people to,
So basically, $41.
it's the
you
first
know,
time.
which is you spend that for a dinner without any cocktails.
Yeah.
Right. Just
Yeah.
for a decent meal. So just $41. This Monday. It's coming Monday.
No, the fundraiser's
fundraiser.
Monday. Our meeting is Wednesday.
Okay, this coming Wednesday at Stone Cabins.
At 11 o'clock, we
Casa
start.
Viejo. Casa Viejo? Casa Viejo.
Casa Vieja.
Casa Vieja. I get that confused with that neighborhood down in Panama City.
Yeah,
Um,
means the old house.
the old house. That's the blue one that says you're heading out of town up on your right.
Yeah,
And if you miss it, you just go around the block.
yeah.
It's easy enough to do,
Just
right?
come there on Wednesday. Well, come first on Monday to the
To
fundraiser.
the fundraiser. Yeah.
Find out more about it, and then, please come and see what we're all about on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it worked out really good. Now, next month, we're thinking about having the meeting up at Tree Track.
Oh yeah. I haven't been
We
up there
can do
forever.
that, and they're open. The tables are separated and
Mhm.
everything, but it's time to do something fun with the group, and
Sure,
we
yeah.
thought we'd just go up there and have dinner and
Have you
lunch
done
and-
the zip tie? The zip line?
I did years and years ago before we first moved here, and that will be my last time.
That will be. I've been meaning to. Jay and I are always looking for fun stuff to do, and I don't know. I've done those before. It
Not
you
like-
know I don't know. I got a little tense the last one I did, and I tightened up, and I was great. But then I woke up the next morning and I was like, everything hurts. But it is fun. It's a fun thing to do.
yeah.
And I think that will be a lot of fun for the ACCB people. See, so if you join on Wednesday, go Monday. Lighten up your wallet a little bit, and go have your nice discounted lunch, and then Wednesday.
Yeah.
And tell you what, Wednesday could be a really great day for everybody. So here's what you do: you get up, you go to 11 o'clock, you go to Stone Cabins, right, and you meet all the wonderful people. Give them $41, join, get a T-shirt, or it's actually a polo shirt. They're nice polo shirts, a collared
we'll
shirt.
order them.
And you hang out there for a little while, and then somewhere around 3:30, 4 o'clock, the drum circle people start coming in.
Oh,
And they have
good.
loaner drums, so you can make a whole day out of it and not have to, park your car anywhere
There
else.
you go.
Yeah.
That's Boquete for you.
It is. There's always something to do here. It's absolutely amazing.
You don't ever run out of things to do
no,
here.
you really don't, do you?
No, you don't.
You could sit there, well, what are we going to do today? You never really say there's nothing to do. It's always, what are we going to do today? There's so many things. My wife is on a hike this morning. Up in El Salto, I think they're up there today. It's a really nice hike. There's always literally something to do here, no matter what. If you're capable of hiking, you can go hiking. If you're not, there's places to drive and see. And
if you're interested in birds, there's a bird watchers group.
Yeah, I think Sylvia's still
recycle.
Bars if you're into drinking.
We've been involved with the recycle group.
Yeah.
Which I think now the city is kind of taken over.
Yeah.
Which is
Can you? Who would have thought? I had I think it was Molly was involved in that. I had her on the show here for the Basura Busters, and a couple of weeks later, I had someone else from the recycling, and the issue that they were having was not just funding, but trying to find a place to take the recycling. They was going to Costa Rica, and then they stopped that for whatever reason. And we had talked back then. I remember one of the topics was, wouldn't it be nice if the local government got involved? And it wasn't even a glimmer of hope of that a year and a half ago. And now our mayor has gotten very proactive with that. There's a lot of people here that recycle.
Yeah.
More than you would think, I think.
We kind of got it embedded in us in the States. You know?
Yeah.
Just do it automatic.
So that's really good too. And you can there's so many things to get involved with here. Really, of course, today we want people to get involved with the ACCB, but a lot of us are retired and have a lot of time on our hands.
Yeah.
Don't forget about bingo.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
what's
right.
what's the
We're
regala?
waiting for a Mensa approval from La Posada.
We're hoping we're going to go talk to them, to La Posada, and we're hoping to start that up maybe by the end of this month,
Ooh.
if they, if they allow.
That got pretty popular.
It was
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah,
Cash
those.
prizes.
We have some big cash prizes,
Yeah.
and then there's trivia.
Mm-hmm.
That they meet every other Tuesday
Right.
at La Posada.
And that's been going on. Is that the original trivia group from the skate place?
Wow.
Well, Harry and Nancy Halbert actually started trivia, and
At Skate World?
when they took it to State World,
And then it went to
Leslie
tap out
helped
for a
with
little
that.
while, and then it moved.
Yeah,
I
now
know
they've
that's
gone
been-
back, and Leslie is, wanting to start it up.
Sure.
But she's involved in a lot of things. She's doing real estate and stuff
Yeah,
like that now.
yeah.
She's doing really good. And we've offered if she wants us to help with Hal's approval,
Mm-hmm.
we could help with doing the trivia with
Yeah.
her.
Everyone loved that.
Yeah.
Everyone loves trivia.
So it would be every Tuesday. There's something to do. you know.
It's really the only outlet that those of us that are blessed with a brain full of completely useless information. It's really the only outlet that we have. Otherwise no one cares. Yeah, that's always a lot of fun. And I know that this pandemic has really kind of put the kibosh on a lot of things.
Yeah.
That we do here. But we were doing karaoke Monday nights at Big Daddy's for a long time,
Yeah.
and that was always a lot of fun. And,
Yeah.
and then there was the bingo, and I know it's frustrating. It is very frustrating not to be able to do these things, but we want to live, right? We want to be healthy. The more that we pay attention to what the biosecurity measures and all that is, hopefully the quicker we'll get through. I think everyone has the same goal. We just want this to stop. We want it to end.
You want something
you know?
mentally challenging,
Right? Yeah.
other
and
than sitting home watching TV
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
I think
But,
I've run out of Netflix.
yeah. Yeah, running out of movies.
Running out of movies and I was watching, my wife and I were watching a TV show on Netflix, Virgin River. It's just one of their things. And we're sitting there watching TV, and we're into like the second season already, and it just occurred to me, this is a soap opera. It's
It
a
is.
soap opera.
That's-
What's it called?
It's called Virgin River. It's a really great little
Oh,
show,
yes,
you
I
know.
saw it.
And then there was another one out there, Bridgerton, that people are watching, and I'm like, this is what we do when we
Yeah.
can't leave the house,
Yeah.
you know. And I thought, well, I'm just really a lot like my mom and grandmother, because you know they just pretty much lived on All My Children, General Hospital, Ryan's Hope. What's the other big one I had there? Guiding
Days of
Light.
Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives. That's that was their thing.
My daughter-in-law's a
Yeah.
writer for all, she was for All My Children. Is that the one with what's her name?
Oh, I don't know what the actors. I never had.
Susan
Worked all my
Lucci.
life. and
Susan
never had-
Lucci was
Yeah,
my
but
neighbor
that one's
growing
off-
up.
Yeah.
That one's off the air.
She lived a few doors down from us
Oh.
when I was a child, you know, when I was a kid. And
Where is that, in California?
no, this was in New York,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
in a suburb of
They
on
should.
Long Island, in Hicksville, Levittown, Bethpage area.
Don't tell me
Um,
Grumman Airport.
I live
'cause
3
know they
blocks from
turned
Grumman
that
Airport.
Into a studio.
Yeah, I live 3 blocks from there,
Oh,
from Grumman
I
Airport.
grew up in Bethpage.
Well, there you go. We were neighbors.
That's it.
We were neighbors. You know where Bloomingdale Road is?
Bloomingdale.
Yeah, there was a farmer's market was on it. It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were 2 blocks off of that.
Oh, funny.
And on 2 blocks on the other side of that farmer's market was Grumman.
Huh.
On 106, 107, Bethpage Road.
Everybody's
Small.
How about
parents worked
that?
at Grumman
Right?
When I went to school.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
Small,
We lived on the
small.
corner of the border between Hicksville, Levittown, and Bethpage.
Ah.
Right down there where Bloomingdale Road came in before it hit the PC Richard and Son, that hardware
I
store.
know where that is.
And we were right over there.
Is the skating place still there? There was a big skating.
I haven't been back there. I buried my dad in
Yeah, me
'96.
too. I didn't-
So it's been, what, 30,
Oh, you were there
20,
after I
yeah.
was.
I have not been back there, but that's a small world. How you like that,
Yeah,
right?
isn't that
Yeah.
something?
We were
We
neighbors.
were neighbors, yeah.
But Susan Lucci lived in our neighborhood. She lived like 3, 4
didn't
doors
even
down
know
for
that.
us, yeah. And she would go shopping at you remember Grand
Walt
Union?
Whitman?
Grand Union on Jerusalem Avenue.
No, that I'm not familiar.
Well, it's a grocery store. And I guess much like an A&P or whatever.
King Cullen, I remember.
And well, it was like that. It's
Cullen.
Sunday afternoon, you know. There she is with a little shopping cart, tiny little thing, and she's very, very sweet. Always gave autographs. You know, wasn't snobby or anything. But my grandmother spotted her in there one day, and so I don't think I've ever seen my grandmother so excited where it didn't involve food, right? But anyway, small world though, right? Yeah.
Very,
My
very small.
daughter-in-law, I told you, is a writer, so she has in her bio that she might be the only writer that, because she's a sports writer
Uh-huh.
by profession, that she interviewed Susan Lucci
Yeah.
and Derek Jeter.
Uh-huh.
Or, is that his name?
Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, yeah, baseball player. Wow.
Yeah.
How you like that? You
Isn't
know,
that
and here
something?
we are, 2,000 miles away, 40 years down the road.
It's like us and Frank
Yeah,
Lugo.
you said it, Frank.
You
Yeah.
know, we were neighbors.
Wow,
Locals.
Bethpage, yeah,
It is a small world,
that's funny.
but
Well, we got like 4 minutes left, so
okay.
let's just reiterate some of the. Let's just do some bullet points, okay? ACCB
Yes.
stands for
Association of the Community
Charity.
Charity of Boquete.
Boquete, and
That's the English version.
they have been here for forever. And if you're looking for something to get involved with, you would do.
Please do.
You would be hard pressed to find a more worthy organization. Monday is the
Fundraiser.
for Frank.
Yes. Big
And,
Daddies.
And then it's a Big Daddies. It's from 12 to 4.
Yes.
You go there, like I said, lighten your while a little bit, and you get 2 tickets for a discount. So you
For the
walk up the
roast-
steps, throw some money in the jar, get your tickets, go around back, and have a wonderful lunch.
Great.
Wednesday is your meeting
Yes.
at Stone Cabins.
Yes.
If you don't know where Stone Cabins is, it's the Blue House. It's a Casa Viejo.
Yep.
Starts at 11.
11. Yes.
And look for someone in a
blue
wonderfully
ACCB
stylish
shirt.
blue ACCB collared shirt. Donations. Your dues are $30 for the year, and for the $11, you can't buy a quality T-shirt for $11.
No, and they're nice.
So, and they are very nice. And then there's lunch, right? Lunch at
There's
noon.
lunch there.
And-
She
and-
has wonderful lunches.
Yeah,
Good
she
meals
does.
there.
Yeah, we've eaten there. We've eaten there
Yeah.
quite a few times. Yeah, so that's a yearly. You have meetings once a month,
Yes,
and you can find out everything that the ACCB is doing, and which particular projects that, or maybe all of them,
Yeah.
that you want to get involved in and help out on. And
ACCB has a page.
Yes, I was just going to ask.
and-
And I'm going to put all this in
Okay.
my post-show promo. But what's the website? Do you know?
It's not a website, it's a Facebook page.
Facebook page. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks like our logo,
yeah.
ACCB.
It's ACCB.
Yeah.
Actually, it's ACC Boquete.
Yes,
It's not. I was looking for it once, and I was like, I can't find ACCB Boquete. The B is part of Boquete.
yeah,
And there's a lot of information on there too.
Yes.
It's a very well managed.
Yeah.
Whoever manages that Facebook page is,
our Vice President, Katia Ichong, I think.
yeah, it's
Say I'm saying her
updated.
name.
Yeah, it's updated frequently, and
Yes.
there's a lot of information on
Yeah.
there. I think I think what the thing I would like my listeners to know first and foremost is that the ACCB is really not just one. You don't just do one thing. There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of other organizations that you are affiliated with. And if you're looking to get involved in something that is going to trickle down, as it were, to the other charities here, this is really great, a really great opportunity. There's no limit to how many people can be there. It's not like, oh, we got 3 slots left, and I know you guys are always looking for people, and I know there's a lot of people here who, have some time on their hands, and have skills too. We could always use people who know a little about construction, maybe organization, people who whatever. So go to their Facebook page. Sometime later today and tomorrow, I'm going to put the video. We're recording this. We record these videos thanks to Boquete. I'll put that up and in the usual places, and I'll put all the link information on there. But seriously, you guys are fantastic, and you're always welcome on our show. Always.
And Joe's been working with Chris and a guy that's involved with bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
And we're thinking about working on putting our heads together about doing a bike race.
A bike race.
Yeah, in a couple, next year,
Well,
2022.
I hope it's mainly younger people, because I know if I got on a
It'll
bicycle,
be in groups.
if I got on a bicycle,
They use bicycles too.
I need to pull that book out.
Yeah, Linda.
All right. Well, we are. See how fast it just goes by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? And what am I gonna talk about for an hour? I did a 3-hour show in New York, and it just bam, went
Wow.
by. Thank you, ladies. Linda Hart, Jerry Everett.
Eckert.
Yeah, I got all those right.
Eckert.
From the ACCB, good friends of the show, we appreciate you being here. Thank you, everyone, for your time this morning. Tomorrow, don't forget to tune in to Talking with Your Doctor with Dr. Shannon Tour. I'll be stopping in. We'll be having some fun and talking about some things from the Red Cross. You've been listening to BoqueteNOW Talk Radio on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM.